Working Perspectives podcast presents WPP News.
Hello and welcome to the Working Perspectives podcast presents WPP News. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied by Liam Reese, Mikey Medigan, and J-Dub. On this show, we're bringing you the internet's juiciest news stories and reporting on everything from a facial recognition protest to the Australian Trout Banger and the Florida pizza scheme. We're going to head now to Liam Reese with entertainment news, who's going to give us the latest in the world of celebrity. Liam, what's the scoop?
P. Diddy sued again. I haven't heard about Diddy in quite a while. I thought maybe he just moneyed everything away. He was recently named in another lawsuit, this time by, yep, you guessed it, a Sinaloa cartel member who is currently imprisoned in Colorado. Alfredo P. Gonzalez is claiming defamation after refusing to traffic young humans for Diddy. Alfredo is seeking $666,000 in lost criminal contacts due to P. Diddy tarnishing his reputation in the criminal underworld, causing his New York-based drug business to fall apart. Unfortunately for Alfredo, criminal businesses are not protected by any law. So the judge assigned to the lawsuit shot it down immediately. Additionally, the court found the case to be frivolous, lacking an arguable basis in either law or fact. So looks like Diddy finally wins one. Also in entertainment, Ben and J-Lo finally get divorced. So by my calculations, I only need her to divorce another 3.9 billion people before I got a shot. Chick-fil-A also dipping their toe in the entertainment business. The Sacred Chicken joint is ready to move on to entertainment. They plan to launch their own reality TV and game shows on a new Chick-fil-A streaming service. No word yet on whether or not the streaming service will work on Sundays. And this week's entertainment fun fact, we're going to keep it short and sweet. Today I learned Keanu Reeves was in the movie Poetic Justice with Tupac and Janet Jackson as an uncredited homeless man. Look it up. That's all for entertainment. I'm Liam Reese. Back to you, Matt.
Thank you for that, Liam. When recrunching those numbers, we found it was actually 3.99 trillion people. You don't have a chance. That ass is too good for you, Papi Chulo. Let's keep it moving. We're going to head to Mikey Medigan, who's going to give us the rundown on, well, From Russia with Some Love. Mikey Medigan, what's the story?
A freaky Russian tourist was gored by a cow in Thailand. It happened in a southern Thai town known for sex tourism, in which over 1.2 million people a year travel to mostly have sex with other humans. But apparently, unfortunately, not all of us. 26-year-old Evangy Kuzbanov allegedly tried to bang a cow and was gored by said cow, who neither accepted his advances and was done with his bullshit and needed police to save him. And luckily for him, police were close, as they already called by locals who witnessed the cow clapper running around naked like an asshole. He was then taken to a hospital for treatment, and of course, not to be done, the cowboy of cow coochie lost his shit in the hospital and was quickly removed and taken to the police station. Immigration police was called, and to be honest, who cares where this asshole is? Hopefully in jail. Hey, Russian rhino wrangler, we got many cows in human form here in America that will whore you, not gore you. Back to the studio, Matthew. Michael Medigan.
Thank you for that, Mikey Medigan. The Russian tourist actually stated that he really wanted to have sex with this cow because it reminded him of J-Dub's mom.
Oh!
Get out! Let me feel.
That's so
Cream
cool.
There it is.
saver. Yep, and speaking of saving cream, J-Dub is going to hit us with a new story about, well, I mean, fishy antics, getting fishy. J-Dub, what's the story?
An Australian woman has been charged with performing a sexual act with a live trout. I don't mean to be blunt. It brings me no joy to report this story. I agree with everyone in saying, what? Apparently it was a brown trout, which from what I've heard, they're a little bigger than all the other trouts. But it turns out that's a bit of an illegally do down in Australia. You can't put a whole fish in your pussy. That's crazy. Matthew, back to you.
Thank you for that, J-Dub. When reaching out to this lady for a statement, she commented saying that she selected the brown trout because she knew That would disappoint her father even more.
Ow!
Yeah, Lee. All right. Well, speaking of disappointing fathers, we're going to head to me. Shit. All right. We're going to head to old Uncle Matty with the latest on some software. Old Uncle Matty, what's the story? Hello, I'm Old Uncle Matty, live from the WPP News studio. Tonight's story, facial recognition sparks protest. Facial recognition technology is making its way into stadiums across the United States, and it's sparking protests from privacy advocates. Critics argue that the technology is invasive and can be used to track and survey innocent fans, but the stadium officials say the technology can help identify potential threats and improve security. And speaking of security, did you hear about the new security measures at the local petting zoo? They've installed facial recognition software to prevent the animals from escaping and to help recognize J-Dub's mom.
That's the first goddamn joke I ever heard.
All right, well, back to me in the studio. Thank you for that, old Uncle Matty. Excellent job and excellent joke. We're going to keep it moving. We're going to head on to Liam Le Schmize Reese, who's going to give us everyone's favorite time of the story, the Florida update. Liam, what's the story?
Florida man busted for fake pizza scheme. In South Florida, a 55-year-old man is busted for allegedly posing as a delivery driver for a popular pizzeria and scamming tourists for over several years. Jose Marta Alvarez of Miami is accused of impersonating a delivery driver for Roman's Pizza, a popular local pizza joint. Jose served up fraudulent pizzas while pocketing the cash. But Jose didn't stop there. He put up fake flyers all around the airport advertising his personal phone number. The operation dragged on for years, leading to complaints and bad reviews for the real Roman's Pizzeria. Marta Alvarez thought he'd planned the perfect crime, but he got sloppy. He started delivering undercooked pizzas. One instance, he even dropped off just a lump of raw dough in a pizza box. The walls were closing in on old Jose. The end was near. Finally, Marta Alvarez started to evade staff at a hotel and ended up hitting one of them with his car. His run had finally come to an end. Jose Marta Alvarez is out on bond and facing first, second, and third degree felonies. Thanks again, Florida. We'll see you next week.
Thank you for that, Liam. When reaching out to the perpetrator asking for a comment, he responded by saying, "It's not delivery, it's vehicular manslaughter." Did that fucking work or no?
Yeah, I like it. It's not delivery.
I mean, in
it's-
Mexico,
yeah.
it's probably legal, so I don't know if we fault him. You know what I mean? I think you're allowed to
Right.
do that in Mexico.
Sure. That's just called the old Mexican Uber, you know?
Holy
Moober.
shit.
All right. Well, speaking of vehicular manslaughter, we're going to keep it on moving down the road to our good friend Mikey Madigan, who's going to give us the rundown on the Australian breakdown. All right, Mikey Madigan, what's the story? Hey.
Olympic Australian breakdance memes get whacked. Yep, it's a tragedy. And memes poking fun at the Australian breakdancer Rachel Gunn, or more famously known as Ray Gunn, are being scrubbed from the web. Ray Gunn became famous for her performance at the Paris Olympics, which quickly became a viral sensation. The self-proclaimed woke 36-year-old university lecturer had a routine that was compared to a dog rolling after a bath, a child showing his moves at a wedding, and even someone trying to get comfortable in a bed on a hot-ass summer night. And personally, I agree with all of them. So the International Olympic Committee is actually removing content featuring what they claim unauthorized use of footage and can remove it from even memes. Now, this goofy broad is fighting a second controversy that some funny manipulations allegedly happened to get her to be the Olympic representative in breakdancing. She claims, "I worked my butt off for this, and I'm honored to represent Australia and be part of the Olympics," which I say, shut up, no one cares. I cannot stop to think of the wonder from down under. It continues. Michael Madigan, back to you, Matthew.
Thank you for that, Mikey Madigan. In other news, turns out white people still awkward at dancing. Great stuff. Great stuff. Another killer joke from ya boy. We're gonna
What's
keep it
the
moving.
HR? Because I'm offended.
608 Garfield Avenue,
Yep.
West
Home
Point,
of
PA.
Glendale Automotive, fan of the show,
Damn
listener of the show. Yep. Speaking of Glendale Automotive, fan of the show, listener of the show, we're going to keep it moving, keep it on moving down the road. We're going to head to J-Dub, whose mom is a cream saver, and he's going to give us the latest on a lawyer.
Where does the HR department?
Bend over
Yeah,
and
now
the
you
mom will
want
show
some
you.
too, huh?
I know the address.
Yep.
All right.
I think everyone knows the address to your mom's house.
We only
Ew.
accept complaints written in Crown.
Ew.
This next story has somebody who writes in Crown.
If it's not in Crayola, we will not accept the complaint.
Holy smokes! It sure does. Justin, why don't you give us the story on this person of interest? Go ahead, J-Dub. What's the story?
Anna Victoria has made headlines down in Mexico as the first Downs defense attorney. In Mexico, you get yourself a lawyer and they'll throw in the extra chromosome for free. It turns out they have allowed on the bar, and the bar was set just a little lower than it usually was. Anna Victoria, she's now our first Downs lawyer. And I think, honestly, it's a beautiful thing. I think we're all created equal and we all should have the same jobs. And, if you apply yourself, Matthew, I think you could be a lawyer. You could be the first Downs lawyer in America because you're dumb and you're retarded. All right, Matthew, back to you.
Thank you for that, Jada. When researching this, we found that Ana Victoria Espinosa de Santiago's first case is going to be defending the cartel member that's suing Diddy. Diddy responded to this by saying, "Down with the law."
I support it.
Yeah, I know. Isn't he a total plotzone, that guy? Wow. Thank you for that. We're going to keep it moving, keep it on moving down the road. We're going to head to old Uncle Matty, who's going to give us a story about the loss of a legend. Old Uncle Matty, what's the story? Hello, I'm Old Uncle Matty, live from the WPP News studio. Richard Simmons fell. The family of the fitness icon Richard Simmons has released a statement confirming his accidental death. According to the statement, Simmons passed away due to a fall and complications from heart disease. And when they say fall, they're actually referring to his meth addiction. It's a tragic loss for fans of Simmons, who was known for his energetic aerobics classes and motivational personality. Simmons' death is a reminder of the importance of taking care of our health and seeking medical attention when needed. Back to me in the studio. All right, thank you for that, old Uncle Matty. The death of Richard Simmons is a blow to 90s moms everywhere. Speaking of blow, he did a lot of it. All right, let's keep it moving, keep it on moving. We're going to head out.
His boyfriend.
Sure did. Blew his boyfriend all over town. Speaking of blowing boyfriends, this has been another episode of the Working Perspectives Podcast presents WPP News. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied by Liam Reese, Mikey Mitigan, and Jay Dub. In case you're wondering, you can find all our stuff and all our content on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. If you want to hang out with us, you can do it on... I fucked this up.
You can call me at 215.
No. Dude, hold on, wait.
That's your phone number.
You can have us on Instagram and you can have us on Twitter and TikTok at WorkingPod and Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast. If you want to be a guest on the show, please email us at workingperspectives@gmail.com and please like and subscribe. We'll keep bringing this sweet content. I'm going to leave all that in. Thanks for listening. Have a great one. Thanks. See ya.
Working Perspectives Podcast. Please like and subscribe.